my flash. Ezreal.
Nocturne, no flash. Yes, kill them.
Picture in picture, ignore that. We got a picture of darkness falling up and a shutdown. Quid is dead. And look, this monkey's by himself. What does he do? He tries to buy time, but why are we teleporting? No. Why are we teleporting?
Look here. Lucian dead? Look. Come here, Oddie. Base. That's all. Don't take.
LLA strikes back in this battle of Americas as we see the explosion of joy of the coach on the side of R7 here, and it's been an amazing series. It's been a banger series. Maybe not too much for
This play-in is already incredible. We had Pain versus PSG yesterday, and today it's LLA against 100 Thieves. LLA's, rather R7, but LLA's first victory against NA. And maybe not the last either. These games have been messy.
It's insane, and we're doing like features recording that's happening here, and we're a little bit too loud. The entire time. Okay, my bad. Okay, this game is non-stop action. Summit has been putting on a clinic, and on top of that, the Ori Nocturne combo has been completely digging them holes here.
And this is what this combo was about, I feel. And 100 Thieves, I don't know, being unable to disamorph this in a way, or was it something else?
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's an old saying, but it's time to kiss, right? Keep it simple, silly, and I think that's what they did here. This team fight composition is so easy. You get Orianna Nocturne, it's almost impossible to screw that combo off. And you can see in the late game, when the nature of the game, not just game 2, but game 1 as well, is that it's gonna get messy, it's gonna be team fight, it's gonna be late game reliant, early game don't really matter. The team with a better team fight composition is just actually going to be the one who takes it.
Yeah, it got to a point where the combos were non-stop on either Nami, Lucian, Aurora. Lucian had built a Zhonya's Hourglass.
Yeah.
He had literally decided he needed to actually go Zhonya's to survive the combo, so they said, okay, we see your stopwatch, we're killing Nami instead.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, I buy Sonya's.
It's over at that point. There were so many unforced errors that were happening, both from a Quid and also that bot lane TP play that ended up happening from Sniper when, okay, Aurora's dead. That's completely fine. And Wukong's like half HP. There's no way you're gonna, and here comes the Sniper TP. So I think there's either nerves or something, but R7 specifically, you already praised them. We gotta keep praising him. For a region like this to be trying to find a semblance of glory and be looking this strong in team fights, they're at game 3, match point. They could take it, be able to find themselves in a winning position, and maybe look right down the barrel of main stage, the first time LA has ever made it out of play-ins. That would be incredible for these players, especially for Oddie, the LLA GOAT, that has been trying again and again in different colors. I mean, he's been with Lyonz that turned into Rainbow 7, so the story is there, and they're close to making it happen.
And it's actually amazing when you look at this roster and 100 teams on the other side, GB, because they're fresh, new out of the LCS, honestly. Most of them are, and as you were saying, Raz, one can only wonder the impact of playing on the world stage for the first time, away from home as well. How much do you guys think it's impacting them right now?
I mean, I think it just straight up is, right? Yeah. Like, you travel away from home, first international, that always means something, and while you have practice, while solo queue's the thing, I still think that as soon as you're in front of a crowd in a different venue you haven't been in before, that takes you out of a place where you build up the good habits. It's not just the LCS studio. It's not just the same day-to-day you have anymore. Yeah. Everything gets changed, not just the game. I mean, the same goes for LA, but they have veterans coming around now, right? So that's just the difference of story here.
It's just River that has that international experience from 100 Thieves side, and also the fact that, like, the meta has changed so drastically and they're trying to find their space, and Rainbow 7, I think, are really found their stride. It's been incredible to see just how well their team fights have developed since last we saw them. So I want to see them get better and better. I don't want to see them beat 100 Thieves. So I don't want to go that far.
but on the next round, maybe.
The next round, yeah, exactly. But no, it is exciting to see this level of play coming out of the squad.
And I love how we talked about the top lane matchup, especially Sniper versus Summit, and how Sniper kept the ball rolling and made this flank happen in game 1, but in game 2, you gotta track that crocodile, man.
Yeah, and I mean, actually straight up, like, we've just seen Sniper on the Cassante. It's not like I think that is what defines the series, but in terms of just going back back to what we were talking about in the beginning with this matchup. Summit just has looked better from laning phase and going into the fights there. I don't think it's Summit or Sniper who's actually defining these games. I'd actually say that Sniper, despite being as behind as he was in laning phase, actually had a really good game too. My main issue is that, and I think both teams need to realize this, none of them are going to be Gen G, BLG, or anything like that right now. All they need to do is... No, well, the thing is, all they need to do going into this next game right now is they just need to be better than their opponent, right? And I don't think you need to make it complicated. All I think you need to do now is just draft the best team fight composition. Literally, this series is just coming down to team fights. Whatever you do early game, both games have not mattered because it just comes down to that Grub fight, that Herald fight, next Drake fight, next jungle skirmish, all of these things. So I think it really just needs to be team fight oriented.
I would talk about the draft and draft towards late game scaling, but also for me easy to execute win conditions here. And in that sense, are there some special picks that you would like to see or not see, maybe compared to what we have here?
So the Lucian Nami was a really surprising one for me from them, simply because they don't strike me as a Lucian Nami team. Eyla is not necessarily an enchanter player. A lot of the times they go for multiple go singles in engages. So during the split, they had like Rel as a first pick or a Nautilus or something like that to get them going. And Eyla is usually a pretty solid engage player. So I think they'll probably take a step back from that. Or if they're trying to run something similar, just take away the Nocturne, because that's what's making Rainbow 7 play a lot better on side lanes.
I mean, both that, but also the fact that, you know, Jarvan, he was banned, but he was only banned in the second rotation. You could have had a combo as well that just is straight up Jarvan Orianna. Yeah. It's as simple as it comes. I don't think you need to make it too complicated. I think you just need to make it more simple.
Let's see what happens here in Game 3. Battle of Americas is on between LCS and LLA casters. Over to you.
Thank you very much. We're just making a deal here. The third game's also going to be a banger because the script so far has been...
It's insane.
Good.
It's insane.
It's been good. I never thought I would start losing my voice over Rainbow 7 100 Thieves. I'm going to be honest. I had low expectations of the series. I saw R7's finals and I thought it was real. And then after watching 100 Thieves, you know, their run when no one thought it was possible, I thought, man, this team is, you know, really, really good. They're firing, and you know, you watch a lot of champs queue and you think, oh man, okay, people are really revving up. Rainbow 7 are like 100% better than what we saw domestically. It's crazy. Yeah. They're just that much better. And as they said on the Death Dagda, it's team fighting comps. It's team fightings that are defining this series and that will continue to define this Game 3, it feels like.
But also, I think it's just incredible to see R7 performing like this on the world stage. This has been a team that so many fans in LLA have rallied behind because they have been the team that has so often represented them on that international stage. And now to be going up against a North American representative and taking them the distance, potentially taking the series away from them, moving on into a very good position to try and get out of play-ins. Like, this would be an absolutely incredible story for this squad, but it starts here. It starts in this draft. And immediately 100 Thieves identify the Orianna and they're going to take it away.
I mean, is the Nocturne as good without the Ori? I think a lot of people, 99% will say no. So, one element taken away, Summit's Nah as usual. The Yone against Quid, okay. These are all targeted bans. Let's see if the Ziggs follows suit. Let's see if, again, Dagda, we just continue pulling away some of these pockets, as that Ziggs is from Rainbow 7, now gone.
And then it's questions of, like, do you want to try and get rid of more of Oddie's champion pool? Yeah, I was going to say the Skarner was still up and available. That's going to be taken away. Aurora is there. I'm not a big fan of the K'Sante first pick. I don't think R7 need to go for it here, so I think you're fine. The Syndra left open. They're going to try and take that for Keine. Easy blind pick in the mid lane, a ton of pressure, sets up well for any sort of jungler. This is kind of like an all-rounder in the mid lane and a great first pick here for R7.
I mean, again, it syncs up with a lot of junglers in the patch as well. They were talking about the J4 on that desk, but the Renekton B1, I thought I'd only see it from LPL teams coming into the tournament. And R7 say that was strong.
But it's also a takeaway from Sniper. This has been his most played. It's been the pick that he's heavily relied on alongside the K'Sante domestically. So now taking that away...
That would be sick. He said he might play it.
That would be sick.
Are we actually, or is it a bait? Sniper's thinking. Thoughts, feelings? Oh my God. You know what? That young lad has got a bright future ahead of him. That's the biggest bait.
But still, like, the K'Sante has been good for Sniper. It just, like, you're getting control post level 11 and those first items coming through, so it's not going to be a major issue. This would be interesting for Tomo, though. Going to go back towards the Jinx. So this is something we started to see creep up as just a late game dominance, but as long as you can keep Tomo safe, he's going to perform for you. It's just a case of how safe can you keep him. We haven't really seen too much coming through from R7, so maybe we get something spicy coming through, just like that Nocturne Orianna, to try and threaten this Jinx in the backline.
Yeah, again, they changed up the comp last game, and I felt like it threw 100 Thieves through a loop.
I think there is now windows of opportunity to go for something like a Poppy for River in the jungle. Just say, look, most of the stuff that you want to pair with... actually just going to go immediately towards the Lucian Nami. Okay, that's not... I thought you'd take like mid lane and jungle here, and then you get to respond here as River to that jungle. But I think it's actually a relatively good call here from R7, because you now get to ban away the Poppy, which I think could be your main threat for trying to get access to this Jinx. And then you can also find a stronger dynamic in that mid lane as well, because you can start to ban away some of the picks that may threaten you in the mid lane.
Well, like 100 Thieves, at least on the similar thinking, are like, well, if this Poppy goes as well, then they can just slot in the J4 into this comp if we don't want to go jungle on 4. Of course, there is already mid lane potential with the Yasuo ban too. We saw the Syndra highlighted before. The Ori's already gone, Dagda. I'm just going down the pool of what can slot nicely in, especially when 100 Thieves need a bit of AP here as well. A lot of thought process here. Let's just see, double jungle ban, and again that Poppy for R7 is where we're sitting.
So I think I'd ban LeBlanc if I'm 100 Thieves,
Okay.
because I'm trying to run through my head what's the only thing that could really have backline threat. Like, if it's a Syndra, you're in a fine spot. The Nocturne could also work, right? But I think you have less follow-up here for the Nocturne, where it doesn't work out quite as well. So I'd imagine that we're probably looking at something like the LeBlanc, maybe a Lee Sin here for Oddie, and you just try and play heavily through mid and pop this Jinx into the backline.
You know, it's funny, I think 100 Thieves are paranoid. That's why they banned the Nocturne.
Hey, okay,
all right. I thought that was really clever. I don't have those often. That's not bad, guys. Relax. It's not bad. I've had worse. Okay. Sejuani, one of the junglers left up in the mix, right? We see Syndra gone and Viego for River. Oh, Lord. Okay, this has been talked about a lot. A lot of changes. I think the base AD changes as well, people got excited about.
I think you're fine, though. I think...
Yeah.
So the problem I have is if you go for the Viego, I think you can just go for the Lee Sin in the opposite side and you're going to be in a relatively okay spot. And then you can still go for LeBlanc Lee Sin. The only issue I see with that comp is, can you kill Cassante later? There's the LeBlanc, so this is kind of where I was a little bit nervous about it, but at that stage, yeah, okay, you just commit for we are going to kill Jinx and win the fight for that. And they want that backline access. Rek'Sai can look for the dive if you can land if she can land the Void Seeker, but that is very difficult when there's this many just tank members in front of bodies.
And this would just be a full mid-game comp anyway. Cyclone, similar value, more AoE. So, Oddie sets up for mid-jungle, and R7 want to try and skirmish this to the death. Well, 100 Thieves, good scaling elements. Let's see where it goes, Doug. Do we need a mid lane? We need AP damage here for Quid. Aurora on 5. Thoughts? Feelings?
I think Ahri. I think an Ahri is fine, where you won't win out on the lane too heavily. You can do okay, and then you just try and play for keep safe. Vex would actually be really good. Okay. I mean, we talked about Quid's flexibility coming in at the start of the day. This man has a plethora of champions to pick from, but this is sick. It's great into LeBlanc because the amount of dashes, but it's also that AoE CC where you just sit on top of the Jinx and just keep the LeBlanc off her.
She gets Doom or Gloom, whichever one it is. She gets those passives off Lucian, off LeBlanc, off Wukong, off Renekton. Wait, Vex here, maybe 100 Thieves have just gone 5-head on the draft for R5. Because that comp, Dagda, reset City, right? Viego, Vex, get a kill with Shadow Surge, go again, Jinx. Like, if they get a kill, this comp is going to run you down.
And as well, I think you do have an awful lot of protections, right? The thing that I do like about Vex is the ability to find that CC for Wukong, LeBlanc as they're coming through, send them back with that fear. The opportunities to try and look for the return as that first kill comes through. I think 100 Thieves are kind of saying, look, we'll absorb that first punch and then come back at you. And certainly we could see in a lot of the fights in the last game, there were moments where the first fight would happen, we kind of take a step back, and R7 would try and overextend, and then you could nearly find something again for 100 Thieves. So I do like this idea of, hey, we're going to take this initial brunt and then look for that turnaround play afterwards, because I think that's where R7 have been struggling.
I just love that our Game 3 drafts are setting us up for more action. There is going to be a Game 3 that I think could be unforgettable. The series has been unforgettable, especially from the R7 side. They finally beat GAM last international. It was talked about their first ever best of win. They would find their first ever best of against a North American team and move into one step away from qualification to the main stage, something else that they've never done before. For Rainbow 7, this could just be the best worlds to remember. And again, the last one for the integrate. So someone's been spamming a Freak of Freaks all series long.
That's nice.
What a surprise. Yeah, R7, look at the trajectory. What a surprise. Again, Doug, you said 16th championship earlier on.
Yeah.
The domestic heroes, Rainbow 7, the best of the region. No doubt.
And now, trying to show they're better than 100 Thieves, but
Yep.
100 Thieves, going back to what has been a bit of an LCS special with the lane swap, hasn't been read just yet. So it looks like this is going to be 100 Thieves trying to see if they can find that early, just take a step back for Tomo, let him get some levels under himself before they start trying to operate into anything special.
Well, I'm excited to see how mid matchup comes into it though, Dagda, because again, a lot of volatility here. Double electrocute taken as well. And we have a Viego and Wukong who definitely have a bit of lockdown, especially as the game goes on. Now, the biggest question is, how do these other lanes play out as well? We've already seen Summit in the matchup versus Sniper, where Summit has been winning a lot of his lanes. But we also know Sayo and Lyonz are going to be looking for the 2v2 as we expect. Obviously, that's not going to come out and play as normal. As already mentioned, we have a lane swap here as Summit tries to get some action and trying to peer through mid.
Yeah, I think the adaptation we're seeing here from R7 is kind of what was the start of the lane swap meta, which was stick your top lane in mid, just try and find him a job to do as this all starts to pan out. But you haven't really put yourself in a position to cover a huge amount here, unless they're just going to look for the 4-man dive on towards the bottom side, which could end up working out. You do have the advantage on turret pushing for bot side. It looks like, yeah, it might just be the dive here for Sniper. You can see the reset for Eyla to try and match this, but I think he's going to be a little late.
Let's see. Ward spots out the Lyonz is over the wall, as you said. Might be a bit late. The cannon is helping them buy time. So he is coming in here with flash available as well. If they dive Sniper, Eyla hovers out in the fog of war. They're thinking about it. Dredgelight pulls them in. It's not a clean dive yet. Lyonz has to flash away, and Sniper's taking some shots. Sayo almost dies. He barriers. Oddie's now in here as well. It's a long, drawn-out dive, but it's not clean by any metric. Eyla saves the play, hooks in again, and Sayo almost dies off the back end. Yes, they got some plating, but Dagda, Eyla saves it all.
The route on the auto attack from Eyla meant that you immediately get the return auto attack from Oddie because he stood in place, which means he then ends up tanking up the tower, can't actually get the dive on towards the very low health Cassante and potentially flash away. So Eyla, the hero there in the bottom side, and now look at the level difference. Sniper, level 3 to Summit's level 2. He's in a great spot as Summit's going to try and trade against Tomo, but that wave is pushing out from him and he's now very low.
Also has W second, but that's on a long cooldown, so no slice and dice to get him out of dodge, while Quid just gets some turret plating, or at least tries to for the meantime. Remember, every time Keine goes in, he gets a free Gloom proc. Now level 3, someone is trying to abuse that, but doesn't know where anyone is, and especially with Eyla on the way up. If he commits again, could be dangerous.
Yeah, Lyonz here to just help out, but there's the damage.
Traps are down. Wait, the zap does good damage indeed. Someone has to flash away. It's match. Tomo looking for first blood, almost finds it. Lyonz with the ebb and flow, and away he goes.
But still, you're not going to get a huge amount of Keine.
More fight, more fight. Oddie is here. He gets over the wall. He's invisible for now. Pops on out. Bonk on the head. Almost gets Keine, who flashes away from the Mistral Bolt. Oddie gets first blood from the outplay from mid.
So barely Keine is able to survive in the mid lane, getting him something that is very nice, like just that little bit of 300 gold difference. I'm going to be able to clear out this wave. Is going to set this LeBlanc into a great spot. Same when you look at Oddie. Summit behind though. He committed a lot to try and get up towards that top side, then gets forced out. The wave is still pushing away from him. Tomo has now just gone for the reset, so he's going to be able to come back out onto the top side of the map. So it's mid and jungle to AD carry for R7 in a great spot, but the top lane definitely favor of 100 Thieves.
I mean, again, for Sniper, it's a new experience because this whole series, someone has just been whacking on lane, and we talked about it. The swap has come through, and to hopefully give 100 Thieves an easier time. But Dagda, I think the biggest thing about this lane swap, as you said, is the fact that Summit's behind when he was so pivotal in Game 2. When in this series, Summit with a lead has caused a lot of distress for 100 Thieves. That also plays a part here in this lane swap we're seeing play out.
But it's also rare to see Summit behind for R7, so this is going to throw a completely different dynamic onto how they want to try and play at this game. But they're now moving people into position. This wave hasn't been crashed yet. Oddie, not quite level 6.
No, he's not.
But Lyonz is nearby. They spot River.
Yeah, River's going to be 1v2. 1v3 in a second. He might have to flash. Gets over the wall. River flashing away from the River. There's comic relief there somewhere as Oddie still not level 6, as you said before, but turret plating taken while 100 Thieves play up to the lane.
And as somebody who still needs relief, he has not gotten help. This wave is pushing in so difficult, and even River has just walked back around to try and help out.
You can see.
There's nothing you can do.
Dagda, he doesn't want to use his Rain of Anger. I think he wanted to use it for an engage here as Quid's caught out. Wait, Sayo warmed up. Rainbow 7 is scaling into the series more and more. And just after we talk about some lane disadvantages, R7 are taking it into their own hands again.
Nice job by Sayo. Basically full move here for the Void Grubs.
Yeah.
I think the call from Hunch Thieves was there's no way they need to keep someone on towards that bot turret, but especially when they don't have the teleports, but they roam up, they get the kill on mid, catch Quid unaware. And now they're in a relatively decent bot, I think, to try and match this, but you actually saw someone cancelled his TP. Cancelled his base. I thought he was going to match bot, but it looks like they're just going to accept the loss of the wave on bot lane, which almost crashed in. I don't know if it did. And now, Sayo Lyonz, they're going to match up, where it's BF sword, 2 boots. So if R7 can try and play aggressive on the spot side, with Oddie about to hit 6, I think you've got a really strong opportunity for R7 to play through Sayo here.
And Tomo not having flash at 1 Acro Prison, and he's dead with those items. Like, that's a lot of damage from Sayo. And as you're talking about as well, we've got level 6 on the way. So the burst potential's really there for this Lucian Nami lane that now gets to play standard. You can see that Tomo is moving into position as Eyla is still on a bit of a roam, looking for the push so that maybe Quid can be unlocked. Maybe they can look towards Dragon here with the fact that they finally have something going in mid lane. But can they with bot, Dagda? That's always the second thought, isn't it?
That's where I'm a little nervous, because this wave hasn't really been pushed in fully. Tomo kind of just getting to tap away at it. Yeah, there you go. R7 going to try and set up. Oddie also just moving his position. I think he's soaking XP to hit 6 off the wave, just doesn't quite get it. So that's kind of would have been their go button, I feel like, for a potential play or even for Dragon. So only going to move back up towards top lane instead. You can see, though, this is where Sniper going to have a much better time. 2 levels over his opposition for the moment. Someone about to hit over to 6, but still, just a massive CS lead going to help out monumentally for K'Sante in this matchup.
See if it opens anything up, because Summit unfortunately just hit level 6, so with Dominus he has a lot more survivability and a lot more anti-dive potential. As now we're talking about Summit, but in this lane as he pushes on in, Summit's just going to be able to absorb more and more experience, more and more of the CS, getting back into his direction towards his first item. Now, River is past level 6. I think we talked a little bit about jungle earlier on, Dagda, but a 20 CS lead for River, because he's just been farming, trying to get the experience gain. But unfortunately, Oddie getting the kill earlier on meant that he was able to match us. There's good damage there, but Kaine's just going to dash away.
I think R7 are foregoing Dragon in favor of Void Grubs at a minute 40. So all they want to do is just keep these waves pressured in, and then you can start to reset, like push in bot, move Sayo lines up, and try and play away from Sniper. Sniper doesn't have TP, so there's an opportunity for R7 to try and play off of Summit's teleport coming up and available for them. But you do have to still be very careful. River's trying to get active on the map now to set up these plays, like find the picks he did in game 1 to pull the game back in their favor. But on a Viego, it's a little bit more difficult because you just don't have as much tankiness to threaten a lot of these face checks.
True. Rectrick's the only thing in the inventory for now. He's going to still red at the very least, so part of that face check has been knowing that Oddie is up near that top side as he comes in and tries to take his own jungle, who'll start with the Raptors anyway, so won't find that out for a little while, but the invade's there now. Kane is going to be tagged by the Shadow Surge, looking to take it as well. The Rocket! Everything in the kitchen sink thrown out as onto Oddie. He wants a little bit more. River gets a stun down and starts Viegoing while Oddie has to back away, but a big kill going over to Tomo after that early game.
Massive pick for Tomo off the back of that.
K'Sante with an early lead. Let's see what Sniper can do. Onto Summit, misses the flip back, which would have given those Nantofo strikes true meaning. But Summit survives for now with ulti in hand.
Still, it's a kill for 100 Thieves. They don't go towards Dragon. They know 30 seconds on towards Void Grubs. They really want to try and put the pressure there. So I'm kind of surprised to see. I thought Tomo would essentially just swap lanes now. So that then you can try and like keep this AD carry up towards the top side. But with the lack of teleport, maybe they just feel like they want Sniper up in this position, or they're just going to trade potentially for the Dragon instead. So Dragon into potential plates looks like the play for 100 Thieves, whereas for R7, you can already kind of see they're opening up on mid with Sayo, so then they can keep Keine in pressure on that top side and have that teleport available from Summit.
Well, he's taking the grubs for the time being. I mean, R7 have an opportunity to pick up all 6 this game and using the Lucian as well. We just have to see if that means something in the long run. For now, Dive is coming through. Dominus going to be used by Summit, but it's mainly just to clear the wave, and he does that so easily. But here's River, flash, burnt. Summit's out of there, sliced and diced, and now the next wave will have a chance to crash in yet again. Summit does have TP, but Dagda, he's not safe for now.
I know, but he has lines coming through as well, so Summit going to start to step up, seeing if he can heal just a smidge, but actually uses the Ruthless Predator to clear out the ward. Now with lines here, should be able to just keep Tomo off of this, but 2 plates already taken. They want to go for the play.
They want to, with Tidal Wave coming in. Observers, can we look back bot because TP's there. Sniper doesn't cancel it. Wait a minute, 100 Thieves are fully committing to this, and we got a picture. I love it. I am going way too dank. We're back. Here we are. Nothing happened. I was taken on a roller coaster of emotion. I'm not sure where we went. Is he in trouble? Chains are going to connect, but it's only the electrocute. The chains have to disengage.
Yeah, you can even see Quid hovering down. Uses the had the ultimate available if they end up trying to go over aggressive there, but a huge amount committed on towards that bottom side by both teams. Summit and Keine using his TP to get down to that bottom side alongside Quid, and he also had someone who then TP'd up onto this top side. So that's almost all summoner spells that can get you around the map for R7 being used, and now it's still 100 Thieves getting that Dragon. Void Grubs are 6 though for R7, so when you end up in like side lane plays for Keine, and now you can even see it for Summit, this is where you really need to be careful as 100 Thieves. Split pushing is so strong for R7 right now.
Summit's going to get himself plates quite easily here. Sniper walks on up, but Summit gets the full roundabout. He's caught back up in gold from that early game. Dagda no longer a CS lead, no longer a gold lead, and look at the scoreboard. Once again, R7, 3 games in a row, good early game. As they said on the desk, early game doesn't really matter. But R7 with the tools this game to try and clean it up. They're looking for the rotation here, but the wave's going to be cleaned on out. 2 minions left in there, so low as Sniper sits back trying to do the Cassandre thing. He holds out, but now he's squishy. Lyonz tanks it up. R7, they're feeling it, Dagda. They're feeling it today.
It was all 5 members in that top side. Sniper didn't stand a chance, but now you still need to get back onto the map to commit elsewhere, because yes, you will trade tower top side, but you are trading it for that bot. Quid, I thought was going to stick around to try and put pressure on towards the mid lane, maybe a little worried about a full collapse on towards the mid lane, but still, R7 coming out with the gold in their favor off the back of that play.
It's just crazy again that here in this early game, as they get the gold, they've given a 1k gold lead to Keine. Last game able to do so much on that Orianna. We've seen LeBlanc today not being able to be successful, but Keine is an item strong, a 1k gold lead, and he's in control.
So this is where I think R7 should be setting up to try and play around Keine. Summit, in my opinion, should be in the top lane right now. I suppose they are probably looking at Rift Herald in a little bit, so you're fine at the moment, but eventually you want to try and use this LeBlanc to constantly proc this 6 Void Grub buff, get bot tower, and then you can just start to keep up side lane pressure consistently, and eventually use then the Rift Herald to take down the mid lane turret. But opting into a full team fight right now is a little risky. I think they did spot River now, though, on this bottom side, which is why Oddie is starting up the Rift Herald.
What was they go through? Summit's trying to get the turret. He gets it solo. River's just going to get in his way. In the meantime, Summit slices and dices away, and he gets slowed on down. He's going to try and Dominus and 1v2 this with Black Cleaver in hand, but it's not enough. River's got enough damage to keep him alive as Eyla, Dredge Line almost there over the wall, so a big pick for 100 Thieves.
But it's threatening on towards the tier 2 coming through here for Keine, so you need to back away if you're 100 Thieves. Someone needs to cover. It will be Quid who's moving up there, but that might open up mid lane plays.
Culling.
And Tomo's low.
Boy, almost dies. Culling doing a lot of damage here with the Essence Reaver as Herald's just going to be taken in the meantime by Oddie. Top was applying pressure there at the same time. Gold still in their lead.
This is your time, though, to take the mid lane turret. You already look at Cassandre in the bottom side. You open up a Rift Herald, take that mid lane turret, and now all outer turrets are down in favor of R7. And the MasterCard lane economy snapshot, you can see just how much of that gold is on this LeBlanc. Having all these outer turrets down sets this LeBlanc up to be that threat onto side lanes.
This has been a glorious start to Worlds. Not only yesterday with Pain Gaming taking a game off PSG, R7 not only taking a game but looking strong in the final one of the series. If they can beat 100 Thieves, this would be one of the greatest play-in upsets in the history of Worlds, I'd say. This goes on the list for sure. And especially since 100 Thieves from major region from the LCS. This team was expected to come through and have an easier side of the bracket. Not so sure anymore. I'm not sure about anything anymore. Here for Sniper and Evie, yeah. Well,
welcome to Worlds, lad.
Welcome
it's
to
always
Worlds.
the story. Everything looks so written in stone until it's not.
Yep.
And 100 Thieves might be trying to carve their initials into this crocodile, but they're just going to back away. The TP coming through from Keine in behind, though. They want Quid.
And it just worked so well last game. The flanks are once again finding fruition onto Quid. Just they need a chain. There's no Shadow Surge available because he can't get unrooted. Keine picks up the kill. A second for his LeBlanc. Just keep flanking. They said that in Nemo, Dagda. Just keep flanking. And R7 listened.
It's so good. R7 again finding just this small gold lead for themselves. They just need to get their waves pushed out. Dragon in 40 seconds. Quid can TP back out into the map, but always the constant threat of someone's looking towards that tier 2 may just keep 100 Thieves away, but someone's going to reset. I think he should keep threatening on towards the tower. You can actually force 100 Thieves into these really awkward situations. It's going to be Sniper moving up towards this top side to push out that wave. R7, everyone moving into position at the Dragon.
You've got a 2-item Lucian. Rapid fire cannon picked up. Hextech plate as well for Keine. Almost his second. He's strong. A lot of bursts available there as River tries to walk into R7 in the river first. You can also see Keine is pushing out that bot side. He's on the right side of the map here. And once he's done with it, he moves to the second Drake.
Eyla needs to be careful. Vision be pushed out. But again, I like where Kane is positioned. He can always have threat on towards 100 Thieves. But with 100 Thieves posting up in mid lane now, he needs to start to shift his pressure across and see if he can just find these little pokes. As long as he's playing away from Eyla, he's fine.
Culling comes through. Dredge line doesn't cancel it. He kites back and Sayo steps on up, does the damage, and Eyla takes a little bit, but on the side, look what's happening. Damage being done. Keine again. Oddie cyclones once, but he's got another. Someone now fronts to backers. Oddie's on the side being a menace himself. Sniper's getting low. Ayla's getting low. 100 Thieves with a favorite, but they're being run over by Latin America.
R7 are coming alive against the North American representative. They are finding the picks, and Keine played that beautifully. Hides on the ward, waits for the overextension, and pops the trigger against 100 Thieves. Watch it in this fight. Kaine's just sitting here. All the focus is on the culling, on Torseo. River thinks he has it, but Keine finds Quid. That damage is insane, and River just has to run away. Someone thinks they're going to finish off River, so doesn't fully commit to the Viego. Thinks maybe we can get Sniper as well, but the fact that Tomo got those chompers down saves both of them. Oh, sorry, saves River, and it is only Sniper that ends up going down.
Keeping them safe. There's a lot of intensity in that room, but 100 Thieves. I mean, the comms are quiet.
But if that isn't every LLA fan right now, I don't know what embodies that better. We're getting there. This could be the moment that we take down the NA representative, our second ever win at an international event. And over 100 Thieves would be such a monumental way to start your Worlds in 2024.
And it would be insane to win the second ever best of at an international. More insane than first ever against America. I know people online are saying they're hyped for next year now. They're getting more and more hyped. I mean, R7 have been scaling for many years. 16 championships of scaling. This is like me finally getting to plat after 10 years from gold. This is obviously a much bigger glow up. This is an insane one. But 100 Thieves now have to find out how to mitigate. How do they stop this? River's damage is done by Sayo. And 100 Thieves just accept the wave while Summit deals with bot, while they wait for the Baron to spawn, while Rainbow 7 look to lure them in with this LeBlanc that will one-shot.
And it's crazy to see like Keine coming in, winning his first ever title with R7 in the LLA.
Yeah.
Summit winning his first ever title in the LLA with R7. This is a team that has been built around Oddie with Sayo and Lyonz. Like, finally their moment in the sun might come, but they still have to close this out.
Remember last time was Bong Miru as well, last Worlds around. Rainbow 7 moved the pieces around, and it's working. Now 100 Thieves looking for a pick, but Oddie is taking all the jungle. R7 moved their LeBlanc up to the top lane, and Keine, once again in a side lane, has to be respected by Quid, as slowly but surely more damage is being done to this turret, and Keine is applying the pressure.
And that's where the 6 Void Grubs is going to come in, but you are getting good damage back from Quid. And that's where R7 have to back away from topside, so 100 Thieves trying to set up for a pick onto this LeBlanc. But everyone on R7's resetting. Keine does his duty of moving right the way back to his turret. And R7 back out onto the map faster now. You can see constantly like River, Eyla trying to find a pick, trying to find something, but R7 are playing a safe. Seo can always dash over this wall as he gets on towards Sniper.
Sniper has to be careful. He's going to face check, but again against Seo, won't do too much thanks to the Lucian not having too much pen as Tomo does some damage on the way out. On the Baron side of the map, 100 Thieves now clear out vision themselves.
But everyone on R7 is working as a unit here. See the 4-man moving in to get vision, not getting that pick that River found in the last game, not putting the heartbreak into a potential moment. And Summit continuing to push on this side. It's this constant push sides into group on mid, but now Keine having control in this side lane should give them reason to start to threaten the tier 2s and also get vision here in the jungle.
You know, Dagdo was just reading like, you know, what we were talking about. We're looking at potentially the weakest team in play-ins. I just have to grasp the roots of what we're looking at now. The weakest team is not going to get drawn in. Eyla went over the wall for that shadow surge onto Seo with a depth charge, but he's safe for now. Quid doesn't get a reset. A culling there, but Oddie is going to get reset on. Now it's River's time to shine, but how much can he do? Summit saving his AD carry. Flash on the back line. Keine almost dead. It's a messy fight, but Seo gets out. He's spaced, says River. Until now, River has another reset. It's not looking good. R7 have to be careful, but River has dove deep into enemy lines. Summit stops him while Tomo runs for his life.
Keine nearly has the flash. He can come over the wall. Summit desperately trying to get a Tomo. He's got Sniper.
Summit runs through now in a 1v2. It's Sniper left alive, but Keine wants the damage, the dodge away, the flash in for the dismay. He finds it until he doesn't. Keine is standing. Vamos!
LLA are standing against the LCS, and Keine barely holding on to that one. Sniper tried desperately to outplay the solo laners of R7, but he just couldn't quite do it. Eyla, with a swing and a miss, sets up for Seo to go in. Quid finds the sneaky ultimate onto Seo, burns a ton of his health bar, but by the time these TPs come in, a lot of that damage has already been done. So River uses Oddie's death to get on towards Seo in the back line with that flash forward, just barely, thanks to the move speed upgrade, able to get the pick. And then look at the damage he turns around, sets up lines, uses the ultimate to give Summit a bit of a run around. But at this stage, Keine, waiting for those cooldowns to come back up, is just about able to turn it back.
Oh. These fights are wild the whole series long. Golden glue, the therapy bill, I'm not sure if it's going to be covered by the August. That's an expensive one. But I'll tell you one thing's for sure. R7 in the end, the last kill goes to Keine. He's 6-1-2. He has him at Chai's in match point. This guy is psychotic and I love it.
He knows that he could be the difference maker here. He can step up. Oddie on the flank in a great position.
Is this when North America weeps? Dredge line doesn't connect, but the culling does. Oddie cyclones in, but nothing else. Cyclone now down. Eyla at half HP. R7 walk it back.
This is perfect for 100 Thieves. They don't need to overextend. There is no objective. There is no wave. They can heal, they can wait, they can find their moments, and that's exactly what they're going to do. River going back to heal on camp. Seo goes wide.
Summit with the angle with dominance available.
Risky. The monkey's not here.
You're right, and with Cyclone not available as well, remember, even if he comes, he doesn't have some backup tool. Dredge line against the wall, the depth charge onto Keine. He's running for his life. He doesn't want to throw, but Shadow Surge connection to the backline. Quid tries to find him. He has the burst available, but no, the rocket hits the clone. Quid doesn't get a reset. Summit as well in the middle. They're doing it. Dagda, they're trying, they're fighting, they're looking. Summit is already gone, but you can see Sniper is doing the job. He goes around. Seo's looking for the ground, but Sniper finds him as a reset's there for River. But Oddie's going to take it. He doesn't get over the wall. Heartbreaker there. Dagda, I'm out of voice.
I don't know what is going on. These fights look like they're going in favor of R7, and somehow these resets from River, he is grasping 100 Thieves hold of this game and keeping them in it. Because this is where, as you say, Quid goes in, but just that clone blocking the rocket from Tomo means that he can't get in. They finish off Quid, but on the top side, Summit ends up falling as he goes to kill Tomo, which then gives this moment for River, the cooldowns, the stun onto Oddie, the kill onto Lyonz. He becomes the Nami, he gets the opportunity to then turn on towards Seo as well. And with Sniper helping him this entire time, River can barely hold on. These fights, always 4 for 5. But it's R7 again, who are slowly coming out on top.
Everything
one
for
kill,
Keine.
one little bit. And as you say, it's everything for Keine.
And he didn't die. Dagda, he got 16 stacks. He's got 16 stacks of Machives. He didn't die. They couldn't take them. Baron's up, and I still don't know which way is left and right.
You need to get the waves in order. Push in top. You can already see R7 moving there with Keine and Summit. But it's 100 Thieves desperately trying to get this mid lane turn. Looking for Seo with the overextension.
On the river. Dredge line comes on in. It's only Monkey Clone. Ooh, he's away. 100 Thieves running for their lives, and River is low. Is that enough to start the Baron?
I don't think it's Baron. It's about this top lane tier 2. They just want to make sure that Keine can get that push again. These 6 Void Grubs means he will tear through this tower. So 100 Thieves moving in by
Eyla! Is he caught out? Cyclone gets him up against the wall. It's everything for a distortion. Eyla's down! But into the backline looking for a reset. He can't get it! Quid tries! The rookies of 100 Thieves try to bring it in, but Rainbow 7, I'm planning a trip to South America.
But it's 3 for 3. River wants to try and go forward, but he can't get in.
But Summit with the flush on in, looking for the heartbreaker, the playmaker, and no maker at all. Seo on the backside trying, and Summit dies in the end. Slice and dice. River with the heartbreaker. He's going to break so many of Latin America. It's a reset. It's a Viego. The flash in is not necessary. He gets a double, and River got what he was looking for.
Everything was used by Summit to take down the Jinx, and Tomo stayed standing. River could bring it back, and Eyla, this hook away from the Cyclone, sets it up. Quid going on towards the LeBlanc, gets the kill. Keine can't get away this time, and now we're on to Baron.
God.
It's the reset. Keine. He finds one.
Quid's dead. Kaine's trying at the very least. Baron's already going down. Baron is going to be taken, and that's it. Baron is still taken despite Quid dying. Keine jumps in distortion. Sigil of Malice. River must run for the Baron. And River, when he is the stable point of 100 Thieves, I can't even track these fights. I don't know what's going on. I have been casting for almost 10 years, and I feel like I'm bloody casting Rocket League. It's crazy!
The huge amount of this is coming down to like minute things from Sniper, where he's pulling people away that are necessarily in these fights to buy space for Tomo, to buy space so they can deal damage for River. There's like River getting these resets so consistently onto key carries, helping him to close the space onto Seo, who's burning everything to try and get away from him. Okay. But it is now a reset. The waves are being pushed in.
Question, is it over?
No.
Okay.
And as you can see from the win probability powered by AWS, we don't know what way this is going.
We don't.
It has gone up, it has gone down, it has gone left and right, and Eyla's hook has found a way in towards the middle of all the members of R7.
All right, as they say in German, gerade aus. That's where we're going next. R7, they've got themselves the Drake. They're on Soul Point. Dredge line, if it connects, they will die. And Quid, with his backline access, will do a lot. Remember, Keine, he might have died, but he's still got 12 stacks on Machives. What else do you want to cover?
But this is the thing, 3 items now for Tomo. He's in such a good spot. This Viego is huge thanks to that Sterix gauge as well, and you're still waiting on like level 16 for Oddie, these key items to hit.
They see Sniper, Dredge line onto the clone, tidal wave out, Sniper's in trouble, he gets onto Summon, the fear's there, almost dies, the culling, no, under turret, 100 Thieves, they're gonna throw it again! They're gonna throw it again! Cyclone comes out, shut down onto River, he can't do it anymore! Dagda, he can't reset. Sovereign's domination is out. Eyla is gone. And in play-ins of all things, 100 Thieves are getting smacked again.
They have the wave. There is 40 seconds on River, 30 seconds on towards Sniper and Eyla. How far do R7 want to take this? I think it's just going to be for the inhibitor.
History.
Because look at bot. Keine wants to start to push in. They want to look for as much as possible the base of 100 Thieves. That Red Bull power play is very negative, and 100 Thieves need to find a positive play right now to pull this back, because this series is slipping away from them.
Baseball in North America, baseball in South America right now getting Googled. How do we catch League of Legends players across the globe? How can I catch the ball? A 0 and 8 mid laner in Quid. He has been pummeled through this game. He's tried everything to kill Keine. But Keine again in these fights is a pain in the bottom. 20 stacks on Majia's Dagda in a final game of the series. He just keeps getting more. Even when he dies, he gets them back.
But the thing is, we've seen these fights.
We have.
One misstep can change it.
It's over. It's
one
not over.
play can turn this back.
Look at that.
And that exactly.
What do I
and
take
this
from
is the
that?
thing. Quid still does damage. Quid still does work despite what his scoreline might say. 100 Thieves, one hook from Eyla could be the difference maker here.
Yeah.
There is so much that rides on these next few moments.
One reset.
Can I step forward?
One reset. Oh my god, that's
Jesus.
a Cassante! That's a Cassante.
He has no magic resist.
He's at half HP. You're right. No MR means no stand in front. R7 are going to get this top lane turret one step closer to their destiny in play-ins.
Reset coming through. R7 on towards the top. They're pushing
Clone.
against them, but the wave gets cleared out so quickly at this stage. It's so hard to try and move on. They just want to try. They should have someone escorting that mid wave in to just put pressure on towards 100 Thieves Summit. They're going to take up that mantle as the rest of R7 fish for the poke. Look for that damage from Keine. He's playing with confidence.
He is.
He knows that he can make this play, that he could push R7 to the win.
Imagine coming to Worlds, part of your new roster. You've replaced Mira, who people had hope in. Summit comes in. You know, someone who's been on LPL, LCS we talked about. Wins his first domestic title in the region. And then looks to take out 100 Thieves, part of his former region, and put them in the lower bracket.
But here's the thing. We're all backing away. It's a minute and a half until both objectives spawn on the map. You look at the items that are starting to come through. Tomo, when he finishes now, that Mortal Reminder is in such an incredibly good spot. You're still very far behind as Quid, desperately trying to finish Morel and Omicron. But you need MR on towards Sniper, and that's where it's just not coming through right now. On the upside, though, someone's starting to run out of value.
There he is against the wall, though. Has he overgreeded? Might be caught on outlook with a heartbreaker. Kaine's greeted! Keine, the playmaker, has now played under and is caught out before Baron.
How much can you do here, though?
Oh, wait, Teo. Holy moly.
That's what I was about to say. How much can you do? There is no objectives on the map right now. Keine still has his teleport, and someone is fishing for Sniper.
Can he kill him? I mean, the Renekton, he's got 3 items. He's a tank, pretty much.
Yeah. But this is the thing. You look at where people are on the map. 100 Thieves, yes, you get the pick, but it only gives you a second to breathe, because there's nothing you can do, and you can see the player matchup at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, it's not looking
Keine
good.
versus Quid. It is
Culling all in. Eyla's dead. Kaine's up in 15 ESTP as they try and all in the back line. The Shadow Surge from Quid is good, but they can't get the kill. Quid's about to die. Cycling one step away, but Quid survives. Oddie's dead. Dagger, no jungler.
Tomo nearly gets the snipe on towards Sale. Someone's still pushing to the top side, though.
He's going.
Someone needs to reset.
He's got
6
the
voice ropes. He will rip through this base. It's Quid who resets to deal with them. The rest of 100 Thieves are moving towards the Baron. Keine can TP in. Do they just go for the end? Keine can TP to the wave.
You're right, he can TP in. He's still got 10 stacks of Majia's. His AP is out of this world. Dagda onto the inhibitor. The wave's being thinned. What does this guy do?
They're going to go for Dragon. Keine, you need to go and check. If you can finish off Tomo, that could be the entire game right there. This Baron is going down.
Oh my
but it looks like they don't want to try and contest.
Game to Miles, to inches, whatever you want to use. Quid gets on out. Someone almost gets the kill. There's a wave there now. Dagda, there's a wave now there. But Keine doesn't do it. Nerves, whether it's good or bad, doesn't want to take it after Baron's gone at the very least.
They don't overcommit. But at the end of the day, what do you really think 100 Thieves can take with this Baron? Soul for R7, map control for R7, waves pushing in. How do you even take a glance at R7's side of the map unless R7 make a mistake? If you are a 100 Thieves fan, you are praying for a miracle. Keine overextends again. Seo takes a step too far in mid. Eyla can flash engage something that can bring this back.
If you're a fan of either of these teams, I think you've either had a heart attack or you're at least you're on watch. Yo, send some love to the fans of both these teams. Anxiety through the roof. I'm anxious just watching it. I've had half a clue what's been going on half the time. As R7 look for their final touch onto Tomo. Oh my god! What? Shut down 4v5. Tomo's down for 50 seconds.
And Keine can go in.
He's
If he can
jumping.
get river, that's all.
He's diving. Seo the one to do it. The 80 carry they stuck with. LLA, can you feel it?
The waves are all crashing in, top, mid, and now bot is about to come through. Keine steps forward, looking for the poke damage, looking for Seo.
They're trying
out of his
Dagger.
mind.
They're trying. Oddie has flash. He's got ult available. Summit got everything up and available again. The waves being held away from the Nexus turrets. The inhibitors are going to drop 3 inhibitors. R7 now with a wave. Dagger then. It's a triple. Quadruple. The LLA breaking history, breaking heads, and breaking North America's hearts. Making history here and winning a best of 3 is only the beginning. What the hell did we just witness? Welcome to Worlds, LLA! I believe. Make them believe. I believe.
What an incredible series from the Latin America representatives. This LeBlanc needed to perform. Keine stepped up. Seo with the perfect culling to finish off 100 Thieves. That was a series.
That was incredible. That was remarkable. And the LLA Rainbow 7 are unbelievable.
A team that has only ever won against GAM Esports has now taken down an LCS representative. And for an organization that had so much to prove on the world stage, not only for themselves, but as the region as a whole, this is a statement from the LLA.
Take your picture and frame it. Today is a fortuitous day. I don't think 100 Thieves just know what happened. I don't think a lot of us understand what happened. It's crazy. It's not just LLA beating 100 Thieves, it's that series and how it played itself out. I mean, play-ins, like, this is the bottom level of the competition. This world is going to be so sexy.
It only goes up from here.
Oh my god, this world is going to be insane. It's day 2!
It's like,
it's day 2!
But it's so much of like R7 stepping up, right? Because you end up with this insane Nocturne Orianna play that they're consistently finding picks. They're not giving up advantages in side lanes. They're finding these moments in team fights. And then again, Keine on this LeBlanc stepping up massively for them. This was a sick performance from R7. And that's not even talking about Seo's insane performance. Summit consistently finding these wins and these great TP flanks. There was so much to talk about with this R7 team now. You have no words though.
It's play-ins. It's crazy. Like after what we experienced at MSI this year with insane series, BLG PSG is admirations on stage. After what we saw with BLG PSG, Genji, just the last couple of years I play this game's getting better. I don't know.
Yeah, it's insane.
I don't know.
And like massive shout out because there's been so many people on the LLA that have been pushing for like Oddie for so long. It's been absolutely incredible. But I can't wait to kick it over to this Verizon post-game interview with Ji-Sun, who's standing by with Summit to give us everything.
GG.
Well,
Welcome back, everybody. I have Summit on standby after that crazy victory. And this is the first time that an LLA team actually claimed a best of series victory at Worlds. He's now writing history for the region. First off, congratulations on the huge win. How do you feel about the victory today? 승리 정말 축하드립니다. 오늘 경기 승리와 함께 이제 LLA 지역이 월즈에서 최초로 단판이 아닌 다전제에서 승리를 거두었습니다. 엄청난 대기록이라고도 할 수 있는데요. 지금 소감 어떠신가요?
되게 좋고 일단 처음이라니까 되게 좋고 팀원들이 좀 잘해준 것 같습니다.
It feels amazing, especially the fact that we are the first one to write history. And also, I want to give a shout out to my teammates who are performing out of their minds today. And today, R7 outplayed the opponents in every team fight and also outplayed them in macro as well. So I want to ask him, what was the main focus when they were playing out the games throughout the series up against 100 Thieves? 오늘 경기 사실은 경기를 풀어나감에 있어서 계속해서 상대방보다 한타도 더 잘하고 전투력도 더 좋고 또 운영적으로도 마지막에는 더 좋은 모습을 보여준 것 같습니다. 오늘 경기 3세트 치르시면서 어느 부분에 가장 집중하셨나요?
좀 게임 템포 그리고 좀 집 타이밍 빨리 잡고 그래서 좀 전투 많이 하는 쪽으로 전체적으로 방향 잡았던 것 같습니다.
I mostly focus on the tempo of our gameplay, especially we wanted to make sure that we are basing a tempo early so that we are a little stronger than the opponents, so that we are fully ready to win all the team fights that we were going to play, and I think it worked really well. Moving on to the next questions. When it comes to today's matchup, everyone focused on the top lane matchup, him versus Sniper. So I want to ask him, how did the top lane matchup go? 오늘 사실은 많은 분들이 가장 주목한 부분은 탑 매치업이었거든요. 스나이퍼 선수와의 탑 대결 어땠나요?
스나이퍼 선수 되게 신인으로 알고 있는데 좀 그래도 잘한 것 같고 좀 생각보다 스나이퍼 선수 잘해가지고 집중하면서 했던 것 같습니다.
Yeah, I'm pretty aware that he's a rookie player, but I think he performed even better than expected. He was able to focus up throughout the series, so I think he did a decent job as well. 그러면 오늘 어느 부분이 내가 좀 더 낫다 싶은 거 있나요?
그래도 초반 라인전 그거는 조금 잘한 것 같네요. 상대보다는.
And I asked him, is there any aspect that he outplayed the opponent specifically? And he said, I think my laning phase was slightly better than Sniper. Now we have one match cleared, but next up is GAM Esports, another crazy one upcoming. So I want to ask him, is he fully ready for another big one? 이제 첫 경기 막 마무리하셨고 다음 경기는 감 e스포츠를 상대하게 될 예정인데 한 번 더 엄청난 난전이 일어날 것 같습니다. 준비되셨나요?
네, 준비됐습니다.
그러면
이해했습니다.
감에게
네.
한마디 부탁드릴게요.
똑같이 저희 팀이랑 플레이 스타일 비슷한 걸로 아는데 저희도 좀 그런 부분에서 집중해서 이겨보겠습니다.
I'm very confident that we'll be able to take GAM down as well, and I believe we have a very similar play style, so we will make sure to keep that in mind and take them out of the tournament as well. And that was Summit, everyone. Thank you so much. 축하드립니다. 감사합니다.
Amazing to hear from Summit after this historic day for LLA. Years in the making. Sorry you were on the other end of it, Raz, but honestly,
it's fine.
Beautiful from them. Amazing. I'm losing words here. I'm really impressed about the way they managed to come back and stay in the race, because it's not so much about grabbing leads in League of Legends, it's about actually taking the Nexus down, and they kept the ball running here.
You saw it on the faces of the coaches, the players. I was looking on Twitter from the fans, the community, that this has been a pretty harsh year for the LLA as a whole, and just knowing that they're one step away from making history. They already did it today.
Yeah, absolutely.
They already did it today with a best of 3. They've done it with a best of already. They're one step away from making it to main stage for the first time ever. This level of play, they are playing better than I've ever seen them.
What was the defining moment factor here in Game 3, GB? Was it the draft gameplay itself? What do you attribute to?
I actually think that as much as we said for Game 1 and Game 2 that early game didn't really matter, because it honestly didn't in those first 2 games, in this game 3, I actually straight up think R7 just outplayed 100 Thieves. I actually thought that R7 comp was a bit hard to play from what we had seen. We were saying that easy to execute is probably the way to go. They said, hell no, and then they swapped in LeBlanc here in the mid lane, and that was one of the most successful LeBlancs we've seen in a very long time as well in just League of Legends in general.
Yeah, I think Quid had a really tough time this game. It did also help that Lyonz' early, it was actually the early play that happened through mid. It was the Oddie's early play that he ended up getting a gank through it, got flash, got the kill, really started to spiral the lane a little bit, and then we went on side and it was still happening. That last fight that we had just seen on the replay where it was like, okay, you followed him over the wall, but at this point in the time, you don't have enough damage to get the kill on your own.
No, absolutely not. I'm still just so passionate about talking about this R7 roster right now, because honestly, coming into this, I thought they were going to be, and I don't mind saying it, I had them at the bottom. Because from what I'd seen domestically, it didn't seem like anything that impressed me. I often thought that their macro was lackluster. I thought when people spread out the map, they had a hard time finding out who needed to be where, who needs to rotate first. TP advantages even was a hard thing for them at times. And then coming into today, the way they've been playing, it was messy. Don't get me wrong. None of today was clean League of Legends, okay? But it was entertaining, and it was them beating NA as, like, there's no unfair advantages anyway. It was just straight up hands div and skill div that just came through.
Who do we want to give the upper player of this series to then here?
Keine,
who would you choose?
For me, would be the guy. Keine on his Lucian pick really was the defining player. Even in that last kind of pick that they had on Jinx. At a lot of points, the fans, people just believed that 100 Thieves could hang on. I felt like in a lot of these fights, when he was getting dove, he kited back perfectly. The series as a whole, I was just talking about the last game, thought the series as a whole, the Orianna Nocturne combo is what really got them to that position to begin with, and 100 Thieves did not have an answer.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Summit, right? He still had great laning phases, but in terms of this game you're watching on your screen right now, you're right. The Nocturne Orianna combo was just what had the highest impact in that game in terms of giving them that victory. And I'll be honest with you, I think going from game 2, okay, it's a little much more up in the air, but then game 3, specifically with the lead he had on Quid, what that LeBlanc was able to do, yeah, he got caught a little bit, but everyone got caught in this series. He just straight up was the better mid laner today, and he was the one who got that early game lead that they needed, and straight up just carried R7 to this game 3.
Yes, and there's going to be people that say it'll be Summit or Keine, or maybe a few people that say Oddie. I think the point that Summit said in the interview with G-Sun, where he kind of said, you know, big ups to my teammates for stepping up, because they did. And you can see it in their faces how much it mattered to them, how much it meant to them. The disappointment will be there for 100 Thieves, and they'll have to fight back another day to be able to fight back from this moment, but it is a huge celebration for what Rainbow Seven is able to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, for 100 Thieves, this wasn't even the hardest part. The hardest part is going to be bouncing back now. Because, quite frankly, our community is ruthless. And like, for better or worse with some of the memes, you know what I mean? Like, as a fan, it's fun. As a player, it's horrible. Like, you're going to be, like, no one open up social media. You just have to find the right state of mind to be able to come back. It is still play-ins. You're not going up against the Giants yet. You still have an opportunity.
And that's what I'm wondering actually here, Raz, because you've seen these players and this team the whole year through the changes and everything. They came together during playoffs and finally found a formula that was winning for them through this aggression. With this, let's call it a misstep that happened today compared to the expectations that they have of making it out of play-ins. What is the next focus for them? Because it's going to come from more of a mental aspect rather than what's in-game per se, I would say.
I mean, they'll look back at the draft and they'll look back at their play. I give a lot of credit to their coaching staff, Golden Glue, Samuel, like a lot of their coaches have done a great job throughout the year with the young core that they've had to be able to get through humps like these. This entire regular season in summer was a hump. And they were able to get past it. So there's going to be another challenge. I think this experience was good for them. Obviously, they would have wanted a win. Clearly, they played poorly today. But I think that I will look towards the mental aspect of just being ready for the next day.
And they have one day to get ready for this, because tomorrow we have the winners of today and yesterday, of course. And GV, this is where it becomes really, really interesting. I'm super hyped about both this matchup. Slightly concerned on this side of the ADC, maybe.
I mean,
what do you think of the both?
I don't think we saw Mad at their best in that series against Vikings, and I certainly don't think we saw PSG at their best in that series against Pain either. So I really think that's a toss-up in the air in terms of who really manages to find the right play on the day. For MDK, they played a way more bot-centric style. I'm wondering if they're going to play more topside and try and attack Archie a bit. For PSG, the meta read was all over the place. But what I'm really looking forward to is that R7 versus Scam again, because this was the first time R7 beat NA in a best of 3 at Worlds. The first best of 3 that R7 ever won at an international was MSI 2023, and it was against GAM Esports. It was the time where Vietnam was highly regarded as at least one of the regions that was still going to go up, but then completely failed, right?
Revenge.
So I think that revenge matchup, either for R7 to qualify to the main stage for the first time ever for LLA, or finally for GAM to get that revenge again and be able to qualify themselves, that's an extremely hype matchup for play-ins.
Love me some garage match here at Worlds 2024. What would be your overreactions after these first 2 days?
Oh my god, I don't even know anymore. Actually, I don't even know. There's too much is an easy one to grab for, but I'm trying to still have faith. Lord.
Stay hopeful. Stay hopeful.
So I'm not gonna go for it.
Yeah, I can grab it. I think the ADC is finally better than the LCS.
Oh my god, calm down.
I'm gonna get blamed for this later so much if it backfires.
I'm gonna hold it back. Hold it back. No, don't do it. Stop it. Stop it.
I think we're gonna leave it here for the safety of the studio, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna let you guys settle this backstage.
Stay put.
Thank you all for watching around the world, whether it was the morning, the evening, the middle of the night. We all love you. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Are you calm down? Bye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to the fans.
Yes, if we choose the angle, yes, please. Okay. We got 20 seconds, we got 20 seconds.
No.